Alright, so I'm visiting my parents again, and it's not often I do it, but every now and then I like to look through my comics chest here, and I took a look through it before in a previous collections video, and went through each of the comics briefly, but I kind of just mentioned that I had video game advertisements in here and put them to the side, but I thought it would be really neat to take a look at those because they're not just from the US, they're from Europe, probably around the end of the 90s, early 2000s. So yeah, let's just get to it. Obviously I can push some of this stuff aside, but wow, check out this. So these are probably gonna have blurred out information, but these are, I guess, it looks like it could be Game Boy Advance stuff, but I know that I saved a bunch of the Nintendo Power re-up envelopes, which usually had some sort of art on it that was really nice. But look at this. You can pre-order gold and silver for $5 at Walmart. October 8th, 2000. Wow. Oh man, I love these. See, I usually took doubles of things I really liked, and some of these things I wish I took more of. In my comic card collection, I have a Sparkster card that was given away at EB Games. Beautiful. And then we've got an ad for the SP. Makes me wonder whether they had anything like. See how this folds out like an SP? Makes me wonder whether they have something like that for the DS. But I don't think I ever saw anything like that. Where is this? This is American. This is all American stuff. Look at that. Even the back. Look at even the back. How neat is that? Right? It's got the back. I mean, normally you'd see the model number and everything there. But, yeah, I used to see a lot of this. I don't think they do any of this stuff anymore. At your game stores, like, you know, PS4 catalog. God, let me get back. I'm kind of just, I wasn't really paying attention to the camera, so I'm sorry if the other ones were out of frame. I'll try to get more of this stuff. Ooh, look at that. That is a glamour shot right there. This was meant to sell the Game Boy Advance. I think this is probably one of the earliest ads they had, because a lot of these are launch games or early games from the GBA's life. Like, I think the first game I got was Circle of the Moon, and I remember playing that my way home from Toys R Us from getting the Arctic White model. Battle Network, got Namco Museum, Tony Hawk 2. I always thought this stuff was cool looking, but it's impossible to control. I played Jet Grind Radio on the GBA, and while it does look neat, everything looks like a model, you know, model car, kind of model city. It just really, you can't really control those games very well. Link cables. I'm gonna set some stuff aside, like the comic book stuff. Oh, here's something neat. I got this when I got Digimon. Like, when you pre-ordered Digimon, you got these stickers, and I didn't pre-order it. My mom did, because these things were really hard to find back in the day, and I guess even later versions. But here we got some PlayStation stuff. Okay, this is German, so this is definitely from Europe. We got, see, definitely German. And then G-Con. Treasures of the Deep. I wonder if there are any games here that, well, speaking of, I was thinking of games that were in a catalog that, you know, like you'd see an advertisement say coming soon, and you go like, where is this game? I don't recognize this game, this Pulse. So maybe that was only an import exclusive. Looks like we got a GameCube Dolphin there. Actually, they had a demo like this for 360 as well with the Dolphin. So, just a tech demo. Maybe it is a tech demo. I don't know. Maybe they're just talking about the cool tech in the PS1. Kula World under a different name in the US. We got Spawn, Ghost in the Shell, Steel Rain. I probably should do that. It's very, it's too high, I think now. Maybe I should lower this. But yeah, I'm gonna try to give you a better view of this. Hold on. I gotta fool around with my jury rig solution here. I don't know how I'm ever gonna ship this stuff. I have tons of big stuff here that I'm not gonna ship. This is my Dreamcast arcade stick. It's the alloy arcade stick, and it's pretty neat. Don't rotate. You know, when I come home, I'm a different setup. I don't know. Ooh, that looks good. Alright, so where were we? Gran Turismo, Steel Rain, Cool Borders 2, Kart Series, and Klonoa. That was one game I should have gotten. Now, it's too much. Ooh, stickers. How often do you walk in a GameStop and you find that they give you cool stickers? Actually, somewhat often. I think there was a Kirby game they released. PlayStation Underground ad. Just like that GBA SP ad, actually. But I guess a few years earlier. We got a PlayStation. Even the backside looks like the bottom. I guess whatever. It looks like the bottom of a PS1. We got the lid. And then we got more information. PlayStation Underground was sort of like their video magazine, but it would give you, they would send you a disc every month, and on that disc they'd have previews and interviews with developers, as well as demos of some games. So, a lot of Pizza Hut promotion back in the day. Is Pizza Hut still around? Take $5 off. Now, which games do I want here? I want Medieval 1, Jersey Devil, Tomba. I have to play Tomba 1. I have Tomba 2 and I refuse to play it until I play Tomba 1. I guess I could burn it, but, yeah. So, let's see. Comic stuff. Ooh, newspaper ads. Here's something I recognize. This is probably Saturn era. Sega. Again, this is just stuff that would be lying on the counter, and EB Games or Babbage's. They're advertising the Netlink modem. Yeah. Sega was extreme. So, that guy ripped me off for $1. Their Vita Bailey comic. Let's see. Oh, cut out Mother Goose and Grimm comics. I love this show as well. I think it was on Fox. Now these are probably magazine ads. I probably just screwed up this camera. I thought I was doing myself doing a favor for you guys, but now everything's off screen. But maybe once we get a smaller ad again, or I guess I can temporarily do this. No, I don't think that's working very well. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. But got a Metroid Prime ad on the back, some Call of Duty or something. And you see, these were I guess they were, I mean, these are definitely different pages. I don't know, it doesn't look like they were on a spread like that. It would be like one page and then the next. But Metroid Prime, you could use the link cable if you had if you had Metroid Fusion. You can unlock this suit, which I never did, and I never knew what it did. All I knew was that it just made you look like that in Metroid Prime. So, Vanguard Bandits. Why would I save this? Not saying that. Oh, okay, it's taped. Okay. Okay. Do you remember, like, they had a bunch of ads back in the day which, on TV that would show Kirby being like this. You wouldn't suspect him to be like this total badass. See, like he, you know, shoots a flaming dart at Furious Force from over here. I love ads for Kirby like that, where they just show like Kirby being a total badass, even though he's like, you know, a cotton ball. Oh, here we got an ad for Chocobo Racing. Chocobo. Where did this come from? EGM. EGM. Dreamcast time, because these are Dreamcast games. Yeah, Dreamcast. Chocobo Dungeon 2. Man, who would have thought they had brought this game over to the US? You got cute anime characters, a game solely based around this, like a monster in the Final Fantasy series. Now, I don't know, I think this stuff comes over more, but I remember seeing, I think, the first game in one of those import sections in Tips and Tricks and just being like, oh man, I'd love to have Chocobo's Dungeon. And then they released the second game here, and they don't just call it Chocobo Dungeon, which they could have, they'd call it Chocobo's Dungeon 2, which made you wonder, where's the first game? But it's a really good, I guess it's just a dungeon crawler, but instead of going into a battle system, you always see the enemies on screen, and you know, when you move one square, the enemy can move a square, but when you get an item that allows you to move faster, sometimes you can move 2 squares where the enemy moves 1. Let's see what's on the back side. Konami. It's probably a Castlevania game. Don't know. Probably Castlevania 64 if I were to guess. But I don't have it. I mean, I don't have the other side. I don't even know if there's like another page here. It looks like there would be. I don't know why that's there. Comics. This is the last Peanuts comic, you know, Charlie Brown. So, we got Philadelphia Inquirer. I don't know, I figured I'd save it. There's things in here that I saved, and I don't know why. Because all this information is now digital. I don't know. I guess this is what was interesting to me, so I saved it. Like, here again, I saved something else that I go like, why the hell did I save this? Pokemon the movie. This is video game related, right? There's another ad, black and white page. And I actually saw this thing in the theaters, and this is where I realized Pokemon's probably not for me anymore. But I don't know. I like cute things, so beautiful. This is where I was like totally aware what the heck was going on in terms of video games. Like I can remember a lot from this 1999-2000 era. It's thinking, I mean, Dan, I actually believe the ads. I believe that my Dreamcast, the enemies would be really clever and difficult to beat, and I believed it. I didn't believe the ad where, you know, they showed all the creatures and, you know, like Sonic and the Street Fighter characters living inside your Crazy Taxi characters living inside your system. This was the best. Is this the launch lineup? No, this is not. It could be. It could be launch window. There's Marvel vs. Capcom here. But I think the Dreamcast had the greatest launch lineup of games. Like a lot of them were spectacular. Arcade ports. This was the end of the arcade right here. Dreamcast brought it home. True one-to-one arcade experiences. You got it. And you even got a VGA out. I mean, it's gorgeous. I mean, even this ad, it's like, it's not just regular thin paper. It's much thicker than that. Look at that. It's thinking. Mine's still thinking. Still works. So, here we got an ad from EB Games at the time. And this is also, I think it was around N64 where you started seeing, and PS1 where you started seeing standardized $49.99 for games, because before that I don't even recall it, but there were games that were selling like at weird prices. You'd open up a Toys R Us ad and you would see prices of like $68. So maybe I got this at the time when I pre-ordered my Dreamcast, because they gave me it should be in here. There's an issue 0 of Dreamcast magazine they gave me, and a t-shirt. I mean, you actually got physical goods when you pre-ordered stuff back in the day. This is the inside this box. We have this arcade stick, and it's an okay arcade stick, I guess. I don't really like ball tops, but again, I also don't. I mean, I like arcade sticks, but I'm trying to think of how often I use them, even on arcadey kind of games like shooters. But it's just not it's not easy to use. I need like a table in front of me to keep the thing stable, and because you really want to pound that thing. So a bunch of this has to be launch window stuff here. Maybe I'll move this box here. Why do I keep doing that? Just move it back here. Okay. So I'm going to lower it, but I obviously I'm going to give you a full view. Also, VMUs are really hard to find at launch. Remember, I think I either had a generic one or I didn't have one or something, and I remember asking for one for Christmas, and they were selling the Japanese VMUs because the US ones were so hard to find at EB Games. And then when I tried to use it, it came up in Japanese, and there was no way to switch it to English. So I was just like, I don't think so. I think it was on the VMU itself. Maybe on the system, everything was in English, but nonetheless. Yeah. What did I buy on this page? Bought Marvel vs. Capcom. Surprisingly, I didn't buy any of these except for Sonic Adventure and House of the Dead 2. Stayed away from Blue Stinger. Everybody said it was horrible. Here we got another Digimon sticker. I think I had 2 of these. I mean, the actual Digimon. So, oh, now this you might go like, what is this thing? It says, enter to win Panasonic Nintendo GameCube. What is this? This was part of a promotional tour. They would give you these little. Okay, let me step back a bit. It actually makes sense here. Nintendo had a promotional tour for the GameCube, and they at these specific areas, they would travel around the US. They would set up demo kiosks of different games. Smash Brothers was there, Monkey Ball. This was early on. This was before the release. So Luigi's Mansion, Star Fox Adventures, and some of the little tchotchkes they would give you. This is one of them. This little puzzle cube. It's a foam. Oh, and you know what they did show there? I think I remember seeing the Panasonic Cube. So I remember loving or just wanting it back in the day. This is my original. This is my bag they gave me when I bought the PS2 on launch day. $300. That was an expensive system, man. And stupid me, all the games I wanted for it weren't coming out. They were delayed. I wanted Sylpheed. I wanted I can't remember the other ones I wanted, but they were all delayed past the launch window. So or except they kept telling me, I had to keep on going back. They said it was delayed a month, and it was delayed till January, then it was, anyway, it just never, things never came out. And so I didn't buy any games with it, even though in order to have my pre-order, there goes the other camera. Let me turn it back on. Sometimes that camera likes to cut out. But anyways, they gave you a special PlayStation 2 bag, EB Games branded. Now this launch window, or these launch games, in my opinion, sucked. They didn't have the game I wanted, and so anyway, I was not interested in any of these. They weren't very impressive either. They kind of, this is where I was seeing like okay, launch games. They're pretty much, they look like the last gen games, and a lot of these look like the Dreamcast games. So PS2 was touted to be like 1,000 times the power of anything on the market. So here's the Grim. Ooh, here we go. Before we do that, let's look at this ad here. Ooh. See, pink color makes them seem innocent, right? Let's check out what they're gonna say next. Oh, really? Oh, okay, here. Pipsqueak size, gives him a nasty attitude, evil grin, versatile skin, sprouts, spikes, turns into rocks, and highly flammable. I love this is my favorite kind of ads for Kirby. You know, he's just like he's a total badass. Although Kirby 64, I have problems with. It just seems really generic, plain, simple. I didn't really enjoy it as much as the other ones. We got a nice full spread. This is also N64 had some weird prices for games too, so they had to calm down on these prices. Like I remember GoldenEye when it came out was like $70 in a KB Toys, and yeah. Original collection on this page: Ocarina, Mario 64, Donkey Kong, Kirby. That's it. I didn't even own Mario Kart. Shame. Shame. Look at those colors. This is their Funtastic series. Not a Funtastic controller, but beautiful colors. Beautiful colors. Pokemon Pinball. Atomic Purple set. $99.96. Dreamcast or N64 had been out for a bit. This is your date on here? 2000 says here. Walmart. So alright, so we got more N64 stuff, and I think some of these are European. So we got an ad. I can bring back that box, right? We got an ad here, another Walmart ad, but this is for Majora's Mask. Peel off here? Is there a sticker? Interesting. It's gonna be blurred. This is European, definitely. Definitely. We got some German again. Germans. Yeah, I remember walking through streets and seeing Star Fox being labeled as Lilac Wars, and was just like, what's that? Why are they calling it Lilac Wars? Leave race. I don't know. I don't like these. Maybe it's just because I got used to our boxes, you know, where the whole thing was, it was taking up the entire box, but they put these black borders around the European boxes for some reason, and I don't know, I think that it takes away from it, the image. Now, if I could speak German, I might read some of this. Hohe Verlust. I don't know what that even, I don't even know if I said that right, but Turok. It's in English there, Dinosaur Hunter. Maybe they should have translated that. So here's Lilac Wars. What's going on, Nintendo? I mean, I know the story about how there's already a Star Fox, so there was trouble, there's copyright troubles that they couldn't, they didn't want to, you know, get somebody to sue them. So, or have somebody sue them. Wayne Gretzky. I mean, I can read some of these. 4-player console. N64, the 4-player console. I know, you can kind of figure out some German just by looking at it. I mean, I guess you don't know, if you don't know the word for game here, Spiel, then you might not figure that out. Is this more German? Yeah, more German stuff. We got a nice ad, nice spread here. Bomberman 64. Good game, that one. Ren and Snowboard Kids, Mischief Makers. I wanted to like you a lot more. I guess I just wanted a good Yoshi game, and that was the closest thing we had. I didn't... Yoshi Island, I guess, is a good Yoshi game. It's just, you have the whole baby system going on. It just distracts. You can have fun with it, but... Got some more stuff. We have a nice ad for Paper Mario. Probably if I were younger, I would have clipped Mario and taped him to something. But so I saved myself some blurring time there. But $9.96. See, stabilize those prices finally. Let's see what we got here. These are Nintendo Powers. This looks like more. This is definitely all European stuff, which is of course fun for us American viewers. And I'm wondering if I do have any. I know I have some people who are from the UK and who watch my stuff somewhat regularly, and I wonder if they get a kick out of seeing all this American stuff. Now this might not be easy to open that much, you know, because it's like a thick book here. Summer 2000. Look at this catalog. I mean, they gave these things away for free. It makes you think like, okay, you can't even print a simple fold-out manual in my games now. They were. How many of these things were printed and just tossed? This is UK, and this is later because this is GameCube era. So, Wind Waker. Yeah, because I went to the UK after I went to Germany. We went to Italy that time too, so... Metroid Fusion. Game Boy Player. I'm trying to notice any differences. You know, when they, like I say, there's a catalog. You see a catalog for something coming out, and you go like, oh, the final product ended up looking totally different. Like sometimes they'll use, say here's the e-reader, and that looks fine and all, but they'll have like some mock-up in these catalogs, and the final release is completely different. So you gotta order these direct from Nintendo. I paid $24.99 for my GameCube cables, and then when the Wii was coming out, I was like, I guess I gotta sell my GameCube. And that went in a lot. I mean, this was way back then, so I'm thinking like 2004, 2005, when I sold my GameCube, because I think I sold it a little early. But at the time, I don't think the game component cables were very expensive. I don't think many people knew about them. And now they're just insane, because I guess people want to use the Game Boy player and they want to have component out. Pikmin 2, Wario World. Treasure game here. Treasure game. Don't, it might be a little short, but it's a blast to play. This game, you gotta look for it. What is this? This game what can you do with the GBA? Doesn't say? Doesn't say. I wonder, I gotta look into that. Maybe on GameFAQs they'd have that info. Star Fox, see? Not even the finalized name. This is Star Fox Assault. So they were just calling it Star Fox. Kirby Air Ride. Still looks like its N64 counterpart. But you know, this is actually a decent racing game. It's just it concentrates on different things rather than, because you don't have to press the acceleration. You have to time when you press certain buttons to steal abilities and to attack your enemies, and it uses drifting more like Ridge Racer, and you get a boost out of drifting around corners. So it's like Mario Kart 64, how you can use that drift technique to get a boost. In this game, it's really simple to do that, and it's a lot of fun. And it has a bunch of different modes. 4 players. It's a good game. This is not a good game though. I was totally disappointed in Rogue Squadron 3. I pre-ordered it, got that demo, and I was like, wow, I am canceling my pre-order. And I think I sold the demo as well. Yeah, not a good game. It promised you a lot. It promised you a full Star Wars experience. You had these awesome star battles with the ship. You had on-foot sections. You could play as Luke Skywalker. And then it had stuff throughout the trilogy. So the one thing I noticed with, Factor 5 is famous for doing the Rogue Squadron flying games and such. But I think they really screwed up the flying sections among other things, in Rebel Strike, because while there were even more enemies, a lot of them were really dumb. So, and it didn't really give me that kind of scale feeling like Rogue Leader did the first game. So I don't think that adding more enemies really helped to impress. Sonic Adventure DX. I have a picture of Sonic and Mario like shaking hands. It was in Nintendo Power, I think, and it was just such an odd sight to see. And now kids, they grow up and they don't have this. I mean, they might know Sega makes Sonic games, but it's just so. It's still weird to me that I'm an old guy. Sonic on Nintendo is weird to me. And yet there are really good Sonic games on Nintendo systems now. So, yeah. Sonic DX, Killer 7. I've yet to, I don't know, I think I might have this, but I have yet to play it. It's a very weird game. This is definitely a weird game. Product number 3. I can't get through it. It's just too weird. It's like a dancing action game. I guess it's Bayonetta before Bayonetta. You're trying to be a very stylish, kind of dancey character. Is this made by the same people who make Bayonetta? Like the director, or I don't know. I don't know who makes I know Platinum makes Bayonetta, but I'm just talking about the people associated with Piano 3. Did they make Bayonetta? Of course, Beautiful Joe. Hot. Then Faction 2. Blue Hammock. You can play as Link. Gladius. And this is a good game. Good game. Everybody on their game. I don't have it, actually. I was about to say, everybody should have this game, or at least everybody should play Sands of Time. Solid platformer. I think that, if you were thinking like of games which defined that era, Prince of Persia, man. Geist. Puzzle Collection. See, this is one that's changed. It's not called Puzzle Collection in America. I don't remember what it's called. I think this was released in America. Lost Kingdom 2. I think Lost Kingdom was a launch game. Billy Hatcher. Made by the same Sonic team. It's very bright, colorful. It's fun. It's fun. Recommend it if you like platformers. Back in action. Part of my frustration is when I go back to these videos, and sometimes I'm paying attention to what's on the page, sometimes on the camera, and so I apologize if something's off screen. You're just like, can you just move it down a bit? Because there are videos like that I see, and I get frustrated, but I'm with you on that, the feeling. So maybe I should go a little bit faster. There's quite a bit more. It's Game Boy Advance, Advance Wars, Super Mario Advance. This is the first time I ever played through Super Mario Bros. 3. So I never played. I still haven't played through the original NES version. I need those saves, man. I need to be able to continue and shut off the game. Wow, here's when you start seeing this on a handheld, you're going, maybe not that, but like stuff like that. There you go. Like Doom style graphics. You're going, whoa, we're in the future. When are they gonna have handheld CDs? Commented on the Mario pinball game in one of my previous videos. Sonic Pinball Party. That's a good one. You don't want to miss that one. Play it. Puzzle Fighter. Play it. I think this is the one that's super rare. Rainbow Rescue. You know, I was thinking about Hamtaro again. It's like Smurfs. Like these, don't down it. They might look cute and all, but they got some fun adventures. Although I don't think there's any guy who's trying to cook them and eat them for their magical powers. Mega Man and Bass. Lufia. Rock and Roll Racing. Remember people touting the GBA as the SNES in your hands. Some of these games, they're really hard to port, I guess, and they didn't get it right. But then you'd see something like this. I don't know what Ice 9 is. I don't even know if that was ever released. But you know, it's like a first-person shooter on your GBA, and you're like, what? Now this is a game, I'm like, oh man. You know, there's some games, like you go like, oh, I want this game, but I guess I'm not going to get it. Like Iridium 2 is another one of those games which I always wanted to pick up and never did. Ninja 5.0 is one of those games. I find that like Ninja 5.0, there are a lot of games that I'm like, I wanted back in the day, and now they're like become super rare. Like Shantae is another one. Shantae. I don't even know where. I guess it's there. Holy crap! Winter 2002. I think this is European again. So I don't know if I really want to flip through every single page, but we'll go fast, okay? So I got, because I have to lean over when I'm doing this, and can already feel the sweat. It's also pretty humid here, so, and I closed the windows so I wouldn't get any noise. But is this game any good? Defender on GameCube or Frogger Beyond. Played Frogger on the Dreamcast, and that was all right. That's all right. You see that at garage sales all the time. The PS1 and Dreamcast version. I don't think they came out with it on the N64. But yeah, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. That's another. Everybody, monsters, robots, 4-player action. You can pick guys up, throw them into buildings. You can throw buildings at people. You can throw tankers, you know, at buildings. It's just, at all the other robots. It's a good time, that game. So these are all. Some of these ended up being. I know on the GameCube, some of these Disney All-Star games, sports games, are pricey. Are they any good? Don't know. I just know that they're pricey. Evolution Worlds. This is a weird remix of Evolution 1 and 2 on the Dreamcast. And I bought the first game on Dreamcast. I remember playing through this dungeon, going through, it was like a tower, and not saving for the longest time, because I don't think you can in those games. You have to get to a certain point. Anyways, playing through for hours and hours, and they, my console just crashed. I was so pissed off. I had a several-year warranty with EB Games, and I just blamed the system. I took it back, got a replacement. Nightmare. I don't think it was that long after launch. Maybe January. I used to get some GBC games here in GBA mixed in. I think. No, maybe not. Because I think this is a GBC game. Hamtaro. So is this one. Tarzan. Maybe not. I don't know. Shinobi. I can't imagine that one being any good. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Robotech. That's another game you're like, why the heck did they release that? I mean, Robotech's cool and all, but I don't know. Don't you think that the era had passed for Robotech? They even had some games on GameCube, and one of them was announced even on N64, but was never released. It was like Robotech Crystal Dreams or something like that. I don't know. Okay. Maybe it's American. It says .com there. Ooh, this is hard. Preview DVD. Okay, so we've got this on the back side. DVD, I guess it has videos of. So this includes exclusive videos, features, which kind of doesn't really tell you much, commercials, screensavers, and much more. Neat. Got some more fold-outs here. A lot of these I think are European, but I could have just picked them up from the other movie games here. But I just remember a lot of this stuff in this bag here being European. So yeah. Here's the back side of that. Always advertising these component cables. Nobody knew about them. I did. I remember specifically getting a TV that would have component input. Mini disc. More previews. This one sealed. This design seems common. It's like kind of like it looks like the system, and then you open it up, even the back and the bottom. But yeah, this one I guess I grabbed two of them. Oh, see, this is it. This is what I was talking about with that foam cube. So this was, you grab this and then this, and you had a chance. I think you had a chance of winning the cube. It says they're advertising a TV, towel. I don't know. I think you could win the Panasonic cube. Did I look through this? No, we didn't. Let me move this back so we can get a better view. This video is going to be long if you haven't figured it out. I mean, I'm kind of, I guess, going through things kind of quickly. Did I go through this one already? Maybe I went through a European one that looks similar. Ooh, baby, we got some beautiful. Look at this game. Tell me that this doesn't look gorgeous to this day. Look at Rogue Leader. That's in-game. That's done in engine. It was a cutscene for sure, but it's rendered. The models are so. That game still looks great today. Also Smash Bros. As well. And Eternal Darkness. Best feature in this game. Can anybody name it? Oh, my camera cut off again. Son of a gun. Think about it while I turn that one on. Maybe it's getting too hot. I don't know. It's not the first time I cut off because it was too hot. Best feature in Eternal Darkness. Time's up. It's those cutscenes where they would blend the language of the character. They were originally speaking Latin, for instance, and it would just smoothly blend into English.
Si inceptum conficiamus.
Quam primum, Centurio Augustus. I would like to compliment you once more on your battle tactics. Our enemies did not have a chance.
And I think they did it for French and other languages as they went, because this game basically it goes throughout several years in history, sort of like Assassin's Creed, I guess. For Assassin's Creed, what is this game? Don't know. Definitely didn't come out, or maybe it came out in a different form. Maybe on the actually, you know what? I think this game was talked about in the GameCube era. This is that Wii game where you use Donkey Kong and Barrel Blast. Maybe it's a racing game. This Donkey Kong racing game was supposed to come out a while ago, or went in the GameCube era, and then they eventually just pushed it to the Wii. This is definitely an American ad. Got those Spice controllers. Nice ad for a Game Boy connection cable. This is because there weren't a lot of games at start that supported the cable. Most of them. The only one I really remember is Sonic Adventure 2. This again is from that event. It was in South Street, Philadelphia. So, Nintendo, it was called the Nintendo Cube Club, I think, yeah. So, what is this? Dig up dirt on the year's most innovative Pikmin. Let me get this in frame here. I guess this, I don't know where I picked this up, but an ad for Pikmin here. And I'm briefly reading over the Shigeru Miyamoto thing. So they really wanted you to look into Pikmin. He's like, this is my latest game. Play it. I made all those other games you like. This is all about Pikmin. Look at it. Pikmin fans out there? I don't know if people are interested in this stuff, you know. But I just keep it because it's neat to kind of go back. Maybe I'll read this interview. Here, maybe I'll leave it up for a bit. You can pause it, come back to this. If you want to look over that interview with Miyamoto and Shigafumi Hino. So, I guess I can grab this PlayStation button. PlayStation button. Again, these would just be out on the counter. Grab one. I'm insane. I grabbed two of these. Best Buy advertising the PS2. $49.99. I do not want any of these launch games. They all suck to me. All of them suck. I'm so... Well, I guess I don't know if I'd be happy paying... Obviously today I can get a lot cheaper. I don't know if I'd be happy paying $50 for a sale feed. But then again, you know, that's what you did back in the day. Or at least I did. I bought all my games new. Memory cards, again, memory cards are really hard to come by. Even for the PS2 at launch. I remember I couldn't even get it at EB Games. We stopped at a Kmart on the way home from the store and picked up one. I don't know if it was $34.99 though. That seems excessive, but Sony does that kind of stuff. I did pick up a stand though, and eventually I picked up this wireless DVD remote. Still looks great sitting up, but I keep my system lying flat nowadays just because I think it's better I remember reading an article, they were talking about the heat, and they say that both your PS3 and the PS2 are better sitting down flat. Just better. It's better for heat. So yeah. Either way, it's a weird game. Okagi, Shadow King, Eco, another one. Eco. Eco on. So we got Ace Combat 4, Devil May Cry. Totally left this series behind. Looked neat. Just have never played any of them, or briefly, maybe at a store. Now, Soul Reaver, this game hooked me. I mean, I played the first game, and I was just like, oh man, I can't wait for the second game to come out. And then, yeah, I recommend the Soul Reaver series for... It's very well written for video gaming. So, and Twisted Metal Black, I mean, everybody's got to play Twisted Metal Black. I've yet to play the PS3 version. This is the best Twisted Metal game I've ever played. So, maybe the PS3 version's better, but this is still tops. Sons of Liberty. Maximo. PS1, tiny little PS1. I mean, this thing was a marvel back in the day. It was about the size of a CD, and you're like, holy crap. Plays PlayStation 1 games. Sheep Raider. Gotta get this game back again. I used to have it. Small Brawl. I've never played it, but it just looks lame. Where did this go there? 2003 spring catalog. Look at these thick books. You're telling me you can't give me at least a fold-out manual? You lame ass. Amplitude. Wasn't much of a music fan, but that game was fun. Dark Cloud 2. Book wants to constantly close on me. They have a good binding on this book. A good binding means it's more expensive to produce. Alright, I'll shut up about the manuals. Getaway. Now this is a game that interested me. Any good? Never played it. War of the Monsters. Now there's a good game. Yes, good game. They need 4-player mode though. Get that multi-tap in action. There's a lot of mayhem going on, so maybe it'd be difficult for the PS2 to pull off second runner. In my opinion, greatest mech game ever. Greatest mech game. You try to find another one that tops it. I mean, look, it's not only gorgeous and all, but this character moves fluidly, yet it's so powerful. It's just, there wasn't a game before it that you wouldn't suspect, like robots were these big lumbering things, Gundam, you know. And in this game changed the environment. That these giant robots could be extremely fast and agile. Boy, was that a disappointment. Enter the Matrix. I've heard this game is good. This one. Next to Wolverine's Revenge. Is it? I've not played it. PS1 game still coming out. Look at that, 2004. Yeah, this is 2003. So yeah, wow. Weren't many N64 games that came out past in 2001. I think it was they probably still had sports games, but I think Ocarina, no, whatever it is, Majora's Mask. I think that came out in 2000. Then we got stuff that I guess gamers might be interested in. The peripheral. What are these for? I don't understand. What? Can you tell me what is the purpose of these little adapters, these little breakout boxes? Because they have a cable that they have a normal cable which has the red, yellow, and white, but then they have these cables which have the box on them. I've seen them for the Xbox as well, the original Xbox. They have the cable connects to the system, then hooks up to this little breakout box, and then you plug in your male-to-male composite cables. I don't understand why. Maybe I guess if you need, I guess it's another way you can do extension cables, like you have a super long composite cables. Although with an analog signal, the signal degrades the longer the cable. So, ooh, now this is a slick ad. Is this male? No, this is PSP. Wow, look at that. This is, I mean, you're not going to see it on the camera, but it is shiny. Look at it. It says PlayStation 2 there. On the back it says PSP. So, cutouts. Beautiful ad here. Shadow of the Colossus. Anything that Team Ico, whatever. Every time they have a game coming out, it's always so mysterious. And I'd see Ico for years, Ico. I'm just gonna say Ico. I see Ico for years, and I don't know what this game is, and I'm just like, I really want it. And then you see Shadow of the Colossus, and it's called The Wanderer, and you're trying to find out any information on it on the internet. And, you know, they just seldom release any info on their games, and then boom, they hit you. Like, oh, this game's coming to the US. Oh, it's going to be freaking awesome. Genji. Worthwhile game, you know? Everybody likes to hound on the PS3, Giant Crab, whatever. But the PS2 version's a worthwhile beat 'em up. You know, similar to like God of War. But you have swords and ninjas and stuff. So... Ultimate Spider-Man, definitely worthwhile. Swinging in this game is, I guess, because it's a younger Spider-Man in that game, they wanted to make it seem like he can't really swing very well. He's kind of erratic, controlling the web. And that was after the Spider-Man 2 movie game. So, I've heard this game's really good. Suffering, maybe this is a sequel, but I've heard it's very good. I've not played it. Pac-Man World 3. I'd like to find that one on the Xbox. Supposedly it's not very good either. But I like the first two games. Prince of Persia 3. What a letdown that was. I like the second game. A lot of people don't like the second game. This one here, Warrior Within. But I really liked it. I liked the action in the game. The action. Even the rock music, which everybody, again, hated on. PSP, I guess this is PSP specific. Still a gorgeous looking screen these things have. I mean, you look at some of the games and you're just like, I don't want to play them. But then when you have one in your hands, you're like, holy crap. This is a CD. It's a handheld CD. They did it. They did it, you know? You're back in the Game Boy days and you're like, wow, I wonder if they'll ever get a portable CD game player. And these guys did it. Sony went through all the engineering and then nobody bought it. Maybe more people bought the PSP than the PS Vita. But that is an impressive feat, getting handheld CDs. Or, I mean, these are UMDs, but you know what I mean, they're discs. So, let's see what we got here. Oh boy. Buttons. Not these ads, okay. We can look at these. I'm gonna have to blur a lot of stuff. You subscribed to Nintendo Power, and when you didn't re-up your subscription, or when you were close to your subscription ending, I only had it for 1 year, they would send you these, and you would actually, they would keep on sending you magazines for a little bit after the subscription ended, but yeah, they would send you these beautiful ads, you know, like here, I'll open one of them. I don't know if I'll do all of them, but you know, you get a button, you get a strategy guide, 3-pin set. Does anybody have those pins? Look, they give you Lugia. I don't know if say his name. Pikachu. And I don't know that one. That's from Silver. Yeah, you know. Okay, there's stuff I have to blur. But anyways, got a nice ad there. But and that other thing has my name on it, so, and my address. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's just a thing there, and sign up, you know, enter your credit card information, send it through the mail. Or you can send a check. Although, I've had stuff like that end up not working out. I remember at Ninja Turtles, they give you like these little cutout points or whatever on the back of packages, and if you save them up, you could send them away for an item that was in a catalog, sort of like the Kool-Aid points, exactly like the Kool-Aid points. But yeah, I ended up ordering, it was a Raphael plush, which is weird because I don't think I ever was really a Raphael fan. But yeah, I never got it, so I don't know what happened to that. I don't know if my parents, you know, the check bounced. We don't know. So, because you had to pay shipping or whatever with the points. So, although some of these things, like even Kool-Aid points, I think they allows you to pay some cash if you just needed a few extra points. I don't know what the conversion rate was, but it probably wasn't very good. More swords. Look at this one. This one's beautiful. Alright. Neat! So, these are all card packs. We got a promotion for the movie theater if you saw the first Pokemon movie. Put that back. Here's one that's unopened. Crap, here's some Pokemon cards. I don't know Pokemon cards. Those were I didn't collect Pokemon cards. They were just usually given out at places. You know, if you saw the movie theater. Here's a Sega Saturn. A couple Sega Saturn pins. You're gonna be looking at it like that, so neat. Yeah, we got the movie pins. Alright, guess I can go around this side. I'm not quite sure if that's it. I mean, there might be other things here. These are all Nintendo Power issues. I'm not gonna pull them out. But we got the comics. Super Mario comics. Got the Zelda issue, Dreamcast. Oh, yeah, pull that out. That'd be fun. I think this is we're getting there. This is it. Alright, this is the last thing, folks. And then we look through all my. What's this? Maybe not. Oh, here we go. They gave you a couple things. One of the things they gave you with that T-shirt when you pre-ordered a Dreamcast at Electronics Boutique is issue 0 of Dreamcast magazine. Do we have to take the box away? Really? Issue 0. This is a preview issue, and I subscribed to this for maybe a year or two. Shame. But yeah, it just gives you a glance what's coming out for the Dreamcast, the system to end all systems. I mean, people just didn't trust Sega anymore, I think. They had so many systems out there, and you have games like that you would see in the arcade running on your home system. I don't know why the Dreamcast didn't sell more. I mean, we had all these arcade classics here. Soul Calibur. I mean, it's actually Soul Calibur wasn't exclusive. It was exclusive to the console, but it looked like something you would play in the arcades. And then, it just Marvel's Capcom. Capcom, big supporter of the Dreamcast. If the Dreamcast didn't have Capcom, maybe I would think different about it. But it's such a great amount of support for that system from Capcom. These G-Shocks. There's a whole community out there, like those sneaker freaks. So a lot of this content's also in issue 1 of the Dreamcast magazine. I haven't looked through it. Oh God, they interviewed the producer of Blue Stinger. I can imagine them being under the gun to get that out. Now Shenmue, woo! Full range, full reactive eyes entertainment, free. It was like they thought it was going to create a new genre. That was the name. If you had the demo disc, right? There was a demo disc. I think it was in one of these Dreamcast magazines where they. Look at this. You'd see previews of Shenmue 1, and they did. Well, you thought it was Shenmue 1, but they'd always intersperse stuff from Shenmue 2. Like, this wasn't even in. This image was not in Shenmue at all. This, not in Shenmue. It's out there, but it's cut. Is this Shenmue? Either way, I mean, there's so much content that was not in those games that's still going on. That's still it's gonna be in Shenmue 3. Oh my God, that game's coming out. That game is coming out. But then You give up hope, but here you go. Like, these are all from Shenmue 2. And you see these cutscenes playing in the... This looks like a Saturn. When it was on Saturn. But yeah, you'd see these movies playing in like an EB Games, and did you shut off again? Oh my god! Thanks for ruining my flow, camera. I love when they run through the system and they go like, "This is all the stuff on it. We got a modem. We got a power button and a jet button." This game still looks glorious. Run this game in VGA. Sonic Adventure. Open that Lost Ruins level. Running down those stone corridors. Lightning speeds. Brilliant. Brilliant. Brilliant system. So there you go. Even, see, they have the price of $0. Beautiful. Okay. So, I think that's it. If I do find another thing while I'm putting everything away, maybe I'll add it on. But if not, thank you for watching.
Thank you.